Hi, everybody. It's Friday. I've been looking so forward to seeing you guys. Oh, man. Y'all start me week, and you guys get to close it with me. I love it. I love it. I'm excited about today. I'm excited. How was your week? For those of you that are just watching, how was your week? For those of you that will be coming into the chat or watching in the future somewhere, tell me how your week went. Leave me a comment if you want to. I'm more than always ready to chit-chat. Janet, Joe, what up, guys? How are you? Oh, she's here, y'all. Rossi is on it today. Hello, beautiful Rossi. Oh gosh. All right. Well, I'll let a few more of you guys come on in. Remember to do all of the YouTube things. Hit the like button on your way in if you feel like it. Hit the thumbs down if you don't like it. You know, we're all grown around here. So, either way, I'm glad you're doing well. I did an unboxing about an hour and a half ago. It was so wonderful. I got some gorgeous new little goodies. I am currently wearing the anklet. It's perfect. It goes with my other one. Absolutely wonderful. It's so perfect. Like I said, I've got my browns at the bottom, like the bronze and the gold and stuff at the bottom, and then I've got my silvers, the higher, the brighter. I love it. I love it. I love it. I so love it. All right. Well, Rossi is on it. You guys know how Friday goes. Friday is the day that Rossi decides to be the moderator and the list keeper. If you guys want to get on that list, you get with Rossi. If you have questions about anything, if you need a channel link, if you have a question about a crystal that I may or may not be talking about, absolutely get with Chloe. She's here. Or get one of the moderators to get my attention, and maybe if I can grab some resources real quick to help you understand the crystal, we can talk about that too. Fridays is about fixing those little tweaks so that we don't have to take the whole chandelier down, because we still need light, so we still need that chandelier, right? But sometimes it needs a little bit of a tweak. So that's what we are here for. I do have some decks sitting on the side, depending on what your message itself looks like. I will be maybe going for a clarifier or two. If your keyword that you want me to really focus on for you would happen to fall into the category of one of these handy dandy little lists, then I will be adding to your Friday's fixtures. So it can be a physical health or psychological health. It's your word, you choose it. But if I happen to see it on either one of these two lists, and these are not complete lists, guys, these are very just right at the front of everything, right? It goes so much deeper. So there will be a few stones that you can pair together for when those flare-ups possibly could be happening. I am not a doctor by no means, shape, form, or fashion. I was working on my psychology degree, but, you know, life stepped in and said, not right now. So right now, I just use my apprentice and my associates, and I talk to you guys just like I would talk to myself. I try to keep myself uplifted in the hard times, and I want you guys to do the same when those hard times come. We can't schedule them in, right? So we need to always be prepared. Whew. Hi, Mr. Floyd. Again, Joe. Excuse me, Millie. Janet. Hi. Oh, and I do have a correction. My little doll, Maeve, I think is what she wants me to call her. My little doll that I got in my Miss Tarot D box, love box. She is a worry doll. She's handmade. Look at these little feeties. I didn't even notice the little feet. She's little feet, guys. But anyway, she's a worry doll, and she'll make it to my bed eventually. But apparently, you sleep with her, and she absorbs worry and stress and all of that. So right now, she's chilling. She loves hanging out with everything I got going on over here, and I'm gonna need you to leave stuff alone. Turn the light back on. Turn the light back on. That is just rude. They just turned my salt lamp off. Rude. So rude. Rude. They've been turning my music off. They're just rude with their ornery selves. Miss Tarot D, I love you. I just corrected myself on Maeve. I'm sure I will figure out a way to pronounce that correctly. She is a worry doll, and she'll make it over there eventually. But right now, she's hanging out with Pennywise. Y'all know how I am. I love me some fidgets. So she's hanging out with Penny, making sure that he's nice and neutralized, and over there with Draco and Chifra, and Buddha. So she's chilling right now. She'll make it over there eventually. Here in a few minutes, like I said, we will start. But for right now, let's just continue speaking. Hi, Amnesty. Hi, sweetie. How are you, babe? How are you? That tooth just keeps breaking and breaking and breaking and breaking. Ooh. I'm kind of excited, guys. I'm excited. I love when I get to bring like my references and my source books out to play, and because I work with stones all the time, and if you call them the R word, and we're not going to call them the R word, okay? Because Miles will go ape shit hand crazy. They are not that, okay? So that being said, I'm always studying them or reading on them or wondering what happens when you mix this one with this one, or if you pair this one with this one, what do we get? And y'all don't mind my baby hairs, y'all. I don't know what they're doing up there. But I get a lot of my information from references and source books where archaeologists and scientists and doctors and homeopathic hot rocks, crystals, healers, they just bring years and years and years and years of experience and knowledge together. And Western medicine isn't the cure for everything. I'm sorry. Big Pharma is not a big fan in my world. If I left it to them, I would be taking so many medicines every day just to live. I would be so out of it, sick, doped up, probably not thinking for myself, because there would be some pill I needed to take for that too. And in a very long walk of finding myself. When I say I learned how to walk and talk, I physically learned it, but I also emotionally learned it as well. I found a voice inside of me that I didn't know I had. I found peace in places that I didn't know it was ever going to exist or be possible. There's so many things that I would tell my younger self, and it's been a lot of the conversation, and you guys know I love to interact all day long when I can. But it's Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is wonderful, guys. There is luck in the number 13. It also, when you put it together for numerology sakes, it's a major for one. But if you want to add them together for that beautiful 4, that foundation, that stability, that's all good too, right? So you're already bringing in luck, and you're bringing in a strong foundation. So hopefully we can find you a little bit of a fixture to tweak some of them things, or maybe just a different perspective, because sometimes the outsider looking in, my desk isn't the greatest, but y'all, I'll get it together. The outsider looking in can sometimes see a whole lot. So I do not try to get very nosy or evasive when I am looking, because we are in a public space and this is a platform that any and all can come to. But I do like to make it as intimately, uniquely you as I can, because the cards are already suggestively chosen. And I still haven't figured out how they know what decks pair. Well, anyway, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, if your word is there on one of these two lists, whether it's a physical list or a psychological, maybe I will have a pairing of crystals that will go together. And then it's a matter of you just getting them, playing with them, seeing where they work at best for you on your body in the physical spot that is a physical ailment, or maybe it's just meditating and building some kind of ankh or some kind of moon shape or something on your forehead that just gives you something else to focus on and quiets that monkey mind back there, right? We sometimes are our own worst critic, but we're also our worst can of dynamite. We can blow ourselves up and blow ourselves out of intentionally good things because of that self-sabotage, that monkey mind that's going, undeservingly, but going, right? All right, I'm going to look for that list. I hope you guys are absolutely enjoying every single day that you have found that you got to wake up, one way or another. All right, I see my first list. Let me get it penned here, guys. All right. Joe G. Testing. Okay, well, I don't know if that's going to be on over here, but let me look just to make sure. Testing. Is there anything about testing? Give me a second, guys. Okay, well, psychologically, let's look at it this way. Testing, right? Build emotional distress, dreams, recall, calm, ease, encourage, build, stress, testing, stress testing, or is it like testing, mic, one, check, mic, to improve. To improve. And there's two of them. Joji. It would be physical. Oh, okay. All right. Well, if you want to elaborate, let me see. Hold on, y'all. Strong little chemo was a little strong today, and I still have. Mr. OD, I am sorry the fairy chimes are bothering you. I can turn them off. Are you on the list? I mean, whether you're on the list or not, I can turn them off. Hold on. They are still attached to my desk, though, so let's hope that I don't bump too much. But anyway, all right, Joji, let me look at your cards and see what we got. And like I said, I do have some other decks out that if I need to, depending on what I'm seeing. So there was two of them in the upright position, and there was two of them that was in the challenge position, right? The two that are in the challenge position is awareness. Awareness says being aware of your surroundings is necessary to move away from dangerous or mean energy. For achievement, it is always best to remember to move to that first. By any means, do not disappoint yourself, disappoint others, right? But hold on, because garden also was in reverse. And to read it, it's about loving your garden and your garden will love you back. Although I don't say the word garden, I say home, and I say it all the time. Take care of home, and home will take care of you, right? So for both of these to be in reverse, the first thing I want to say is that we don't always like to take ownership, right? Even those of us that take ownership, it's not easy to take ownership. Because I'm saying this because they paired both of these with balance and physical, spiritually, both physical and spiritually. There is a balance to you, right? Because you got divine upright and you also got unconditional love upright, the blueprint, right? So I think I do want to look at one more deck right quick, but with you not taking ownership with something, it could be the smallest of things, right? And it could also be someone else's perspective of you. I know that doesn't seem fair because you don't want to add someone else's intention in there, but this doesn't seem like it is a one-way situation, right? Not when I'm looking at two cards that are basically saying the same thing as unconditional love and divinity. It's just saying it in a different way, right? So let's see here. Hold on. It almost kind of feels like a this or that kind of thing. Like if you would take this ownership, so much other things would be balanced out better. But if you look on the other side, it doesn't look like you're not being true to yourself. It looks like you're being completely true to yourself when it comes to something that is physical. But I cannot ignore this over here. They're both in reverse and they're both saying it's like in a challenge kind of energy, right? So can I get a clarifier for this real quick? Sorry, guys, this is not one of my Ripple decks, so it's going to be. Ooh, okay. Oh, you want 3 and 3? Okay. Okay, so over here on the part where you have the challenge going on, it's a double challenge, right? Because you have Moon and 5 of Pentacles upright. So there is a tower of emotion that is going on within you with this 5. It's telling me that it's all within you, right? But you're just shoving it down inside your pocket. The Moon, the obstacle illusion, everything that's going on with this also tells me that in a way, when you're in that moon energy, you're avoiding something, right? Because we don't always want to embrace that moon energy because it is meant to be intimidating. Has to be that way. Growth and change cannot be easy. I'm sorry. Easy doesn't come to an adult. Ownership, though, is not always best taken when we have to take a spoonful of our own medicine. So make sure that you do understand this. There is an 8 of Cups sitting over here. If you put in the work, you've got 8 of Cups as a perfect balance to this, right? That 8 of Cups is a perfect everything, right? Everybody really wants that 9 and they want that 10, but when they have it already, they don't necessarily want to keep it going. They want to remember and celebrate in that 8 because that 8 is what made it personal. I couldn't give to them till I gave to me, and I worked my butt off to get there. And that's what that 8 says, is that you earned it. You worked for it, right? The 9 and the 10 is sharing plentifully with everyone else, the family, the community, the kids, the wife, and all of that. But when you strictly are doing it for yourself, which in this situation, understanding there is something you are missing, and awareness means that you know you're doing it. You're shoving it down in your pocket because you don't want to deal with it because it's growing. You're going to have to knock this tower down to size. The other side, like I said, is that you're not completely being dishonest. You are being honest about a lot of things, but there is something that maybe you could literally find just a little bit more balance with, right? This 2 of Swords paired with Lovers over here going on with this over here with this unconditional love and Lovers. And for me, the Lovers, the Gemini card, it's about knowing yourself, embracing yourself, being one with yourself, understanding yourself. knowing that this would ultimately benefit you in more ways than you can shake a stick at, baby, because they paired it with 10 of wands, right? So this is ultimately something that is going to grow, right? This cup is not going to be able to put the passion out because there's only 8 of these over here, right? But if you choose to allow the ownership to be there, admit that there is something that you just can't, maybe you don't know how to control it about yourself, right? But there is something there. We can float on a river in denial in Egypt all we want to, but if we're looking at the statue here for a Friday's fixtures, this is something that we have to tweak, and it is showing up. So absolutely think about it, write it out, make it a priority. Do not let it sit on that back burner very much longer. That's what I've got for you, sweetie. Hi, everybody coming in. Care Bear, what's up? What up? What up? Y'all, make sure y'all sharing the love. Make sure y'all keeping everybody lifted. Make sure you're staying up with Rossi. Rossi has got that list for reads if you guys want to read today. Oh boy. What is it? Somebody got some good news. Did somebody get some good news today? Like some really, really good news? I got good news. I mean, I got happy the other day, but no, you feel Miles. Okay, so Miles is sensing that somebody got some really good news today. Whether it it almost feels like a mother-child kind of energy. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I'm curious though, but it feels like somebody got some really good news. All right. Hi, Jane. Hi, beautiful. All right. Oh, Mr. Floyd. Trauma. Ooh. That would pretty much be everyone on the other side, right? So the very first thing I want to say, Mr. Floyd or Josh, I don't ever want you to feel like it's impersonal or anything like that. But the first thing I'm going to tell you is adventurine, citrine, and chrysocolla. Those are actual 3 that are trauma recovery, right? As someone that has hearing your story this morning brought a lot of reality and perspective for me, right? I had a walk away Joe dad. My mom, oh boy, this is not today's story, but what I can tell you is that because of the recovery for me, her last 6 years was amazing. Best 6 years I ever had with my mom. Recovery looks different on healed people because we don't reopen or re-gash our heart open. We're very gentle and we're very tender with ourselves, right? Because that inner child isn't wounded, isn't gapping open anymore. But my youngest son, Quentin, I screwed up bad with him. And I don't know where. He doesn't speak to me. I've said it. I've told my story. You guys know it. I miss him every day. One day he just decided to walk out of my life. Where I wasn't allowed to be there anymore. About a year and a half ago, my son started having seizures. Seizures run in my family, and so do aneurysms. So when Quentin started having seizures, he went to a hospital that already knew him because been our hospital for years and years in the town we grew up in, or that my sons grew up in. And anyway, they called me. So I rushed to the hospital and I got there and he let me come in and gave him what information I could about my seizures and what type of seizures I have, what medicines I was supposed to take, what medicines I don't take, and what I do that helps me with mine. And ultimately, they kind of signed on the dotted line and agreed that Quentin should try it. Anyway, as soon as my son was able to walk and talk and think for himself, and although he didn't remember a lot of everything and he didn't understand even why I was there because he didn't remember afterwards, because we lose a lot of memory with them things, he again swept me right out of his door and right out of his life again. I didn't. I literally tried to take my life because I didn't want to live with one of my children that didn't want me here, didn't want me in their life. I was missing everything. Missing one moment was like missing a month, 3 months. But it was his choice. Although I have apologized a gazillion times for what he thinks happened to him as a child versus reality, and what I was able to legally find out, what I was able to find out through court records about a situation that he does not remember correctly, that I found that there was legal proceedings involved. But anyway, just know that your story is not easy. And what I can tell you is that every day, for me to just wake up and know that my open door policy for my children, my oldest and me don't have the best relationship, but we have a relationship. And well, I'm pretty much a very proud Nana with his 3 kids. So all I can tell you is don't give up. Like you said this morning, even bad parents are better than no parents, right? So we all make mistakes. We all have lessons to learn. But as somebody that has made more than I ever should have, all I can tell you is that once you start healing, there's something that opens up within you, and a voice that you have never heard before is going to come out of you. And once you hear it for the first time, you can't go back. You can't go back to that everyday voice. You can't go back to that broken voice. You can't go back to that hurt voice. You can only talk from a place that's already healed. Life is far from perfect, but it is just. Life is just. But knowing that you can continue to make breakthrough after breakthrough. Once you start the crack, don't stop. If you're going through hell, keep going. God, it doesn't make sense. But if you stop, it only makes getting on that crazy train harder. I strongly recommend for anyone going through hell, keep going no matter what. Do not give up on yourself. Everyone else will, including your children, your parents. Nobody's perfect, but you won't give up on yourself when you're all that you have. So many things ahead of you that you have no idea are waiting for you just around the corner, Mr. Floyd. And although this is not the time nor the place, someone that has been to places that a lot of people don't get to go and come back from, you have a long way to go. A very long way to go. You're not going to die young, and you're going to have an opportunity to realize that you haven't even lived yet, and you've got a long road ahead of you. And that's all I'm allowed to tell you. So let's see what else these cards can say. And don't forget your stones: adventurine, citrine, and chrysocolla. I like them 3 stones. They are so wonderful. And then to put them together, holy crap. Ooh, wee, what do we got going on over here? Celebration. Hey, hey. First and foremost, let me tell you, feed your soul with things that do not, or maybe do, fit inside a curiosity cabinet. Why do I say curiosity cabinet? Not only because I carry one in my heart, but because I know that it's not your standard measured cookie crumble cut box, right? Everyday items, they're not going to fit right in a curiosity cabinet. So you need to feed your soul as if your soul was the curiosity cabinet, right? Become a collector for things that only make you and serve you. They do not have to serve siblings, parents, children, grandchildren, neighbors, friends, the cat down the road. None of that. You and you alone. Make sure that everything that you are acquiring, though, is part of cultivating something, right? It is not your time to harvest, not yet. It is time for you to pick, though, real soon. If you do it too soon, they won't be ripe. So listen and adheed. Develop your skills to the full potential, for you are not there yet, but you can avoid the harsh judgments right now if you cultivate, right? So thinking, knowing, two different things, right? What I can tell you is that as you continue to learn and bring new things into your life, you're going to find that you are a mad inventor, right? Miles likes saying that word with you is, has he started yet? I'm like, I don't know. Should I ask him? And he's like, nah. He will fight. He will find when he seeks, right? So for invention to pull and come up for you, this just makes me and my soul so happy for you. Not to mention, this deck is some kind of wonderful, right? If you have an imagination like yours, you have the ability to be your own Albert Einstein or Tesla or Bell or any of them amazing people. What about the person that invented the can opener, right? How much simpler did life become? And then when one wasn't enough, we had to make different kinds. Maybe you are going to invent something for camping, for the wilderness, for the outdoor, for the nature lover. I don't know. But whatever it is, you're not going to know until you really decide to build that curiosity cabinet and start cultivating things. Even if it doesn't apply to you right now, in a day, 5 days, a week, 5 months, 5 years, 50 years, you're going to find something inside of you. It is dying to be brought to life. So just remember every single day from here on out, because you've decided to go through all the way through the healing process, because it's so much easier to just go through it all one time, because then it's over with, it's done, it's behind you. You're free. You're free to find that voice, right? It's at that moment you're going to start celebrating. And once you start celebrating, you're never going to stop. The inner you is going to live outside of you, and you are going to live vicariously through that child that is inside of you that is screaming, let me out. And it starts with recovery of every single bit, everyone taking their ownership. And once you realize you were carrying someone else's ownership for far too long, and you are now freed of that, you can slough it off of you. You can use an afflame, a gem, a circle, a stone, a salt, however you need. If you want to shampoo it right out of your hair, however you need to get it over with, you can go through it quite rapidly, much quicker and easier than you did when you realize that you look back for 40 plus years and it was there the whole time. But now it's gone because it's no longer renting that space in your head. So grab those crystals and find all of you that is deeply hidden within the weaves and soul that is inside of you. And inside of that voice, you are going to find a you that I cannot wait for the rest of the world to meet. But I know it's in there, and I know it's very, very close to becoming a volcano and erupting. And that's what I've got for you. Millie, ancestors. I was, yes, I was. I tend to like to be very transparent, right? When I'm reading these cards, right? I want to take everything that resonates, and I don't want anyone to think that I am speaking from a place that I can't give my own testimony to, right? If I have never experienced it or done it or been a part of it, then I'm usually quite quiet in a conversation, and I'm very attentively listening because I am one very overhyped, observant Gemini. And I will notice the smallest of things. And people will be like, out of everything, that's what you noticed. And it ends up making the most impression on the person because you're like, how did you notice that first? It's those patterns that we have that we swear we don't have, right? Only the healed can recognize it because the healed the subconscious and found out the subconscious didn't have a voice to begin with. It only recognized patterns, traumas, hurt, synchronicities. The conscious kept making sure it was very small, so it had no voice. So that's the best part of being healed. Doesn't mean you're not living, doesn't mean you're not experiencing life as it comes. Life is just, every day is bullshit, but at least now I'm not worried about somebody else picking up my trash and trying to hurt me by throwing it back in my own face. I don't give a damn what you do with my trash. Hell, use it, burn it, build with it. I don't give a damn. You decided to pick it up, so now it's your trash, not mine. It's so beautiful. It's so freeing. So yes, yeah, I get very personal. I, 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 I get quite diving when I dive into the subconscious of the querent of the person that chose to let me crawl around their subconscious because you never know what I'm going to pick up on, and I don't charge for pain. So when people schedule reads with me, they get the same read whether they made a donation or they didn't because I don't charge. Can never put a price on pain. I did that for years and years and years and years and years, and honey, it didn't get me nowhere. So I don't do that no more. I don't knock nobody for what they do. Everybody's entitled to their own. I'm just speaking from me and my experiences, and I know how to hustle a little too hard and a little too good, and I'm taking advantage, and this way it's not allowed because it's not an option. Point blank. Period. So y'all be scheduling them. Get back on it. It's like y'all gave me a break or something. I love when y'all be hitting me up. All right, Melly, you ready? Ancestors. All right, let me see what I can find out about ancestors. Give me 1 second here. Psychological. I'm thinking, right? Well, I do see communication with family, friends. We could maybe see if ancestors. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Joy. Love, memory, nervous, peace, protection, psychic developments. Ooh. And there is the brain. So if I lose my internet, guys, I apologize. I will come back as quickly as I can. I don't know if I really see one about ancestors, but I do like this one about communication, right? But it has the word issue in there, right? So sometimes when we are trying to make the connection, we do have issues with, the telephone line or the operator is busy or the line is busy, and all we get is that constant busy signal. Wah, wah, and we got to call back, and we got to call back, and we got to call back, right? So in that theory, we're going to try. Okay. We're just going to try. And I'm even going to try them over the weekend too. But your stones would be turquoise, lapis lazuli, and angelite. Angelite. Ah! If you know, you know, right? All right. All right. So I actually freaking love this, and they want me to start with silicon, right? So, and so you can read the book when it comes to the metaphysical oracle deck, but it's mainly talking about like Silicon Valley, right? How basically Silicon Valley is made up of what? Crystals, right? There's so much technology power and power within crystals itself that this alone, and with me finding that with the communication and the stones that it has here for them, turquoise, right? So there's two different ways turquoise works, right? So the blue is connected, I believe, more to copper, and I believe the green is connected more to, is it iron? I don't want to. Is Maruda here or Chloe? Are either one of them still here? Anyway, they go like, but they're incredible, right? So anyway, lapis lazuli. They say that all of the pharaohs and the gods and all of that all wore lapis for connection to um, higher sources, right? Them higher entities, anything above us, right? Right here where we're at in time makes it the fourth dimension, right? So basically, the fifth dimension above us somewhere would be something that you would try to be making that, right? And so when you think about the angelite, so for me, when I think about angelite, and like I said, this is first and foremost my very first one that I ever run and go to because this one is my personal one, right? I don't want it in my pocket. I don't want it around my neck. I don't want it in my wrist. I don't want it. Well, maybe if I could find a way to maybe wear it in my hair, I might wear it in my hair. But anyway, regardless of that, what I'm trying to say is that there is a connection to angel light. Angels are above us, right? We have fourth and lower angels, but when you're trying to contact ancestors that are on the other side, chances are you need to go up to get in contact with them. So I can appreciate that, and that's where we're starting at, right? So make sure that you start with these three crystals, and maybe there's a different wattage or ampage that you can maybe find that could be added to that could grow the connection outward. I don't know. You both in knowing all of them and knowing that the people that you have, you may have a way to reach out to someone that works, excuse me, in the metaphysical world, and would have maybe some stronger answers. If these three don't work with you, what three more possibly could be? Reflection, when you think about when you're wanting to connect with the family within, right, the family that isn't with you anymore, so you have to carry them within you, right? Whether you're letting them rent space in your head for free or you're carrying them in your heart because you love them and they rest there for the rest of however long, right? Because that spot is unconditional within where they're resting, where they work to earn their spot. This is your spot and your chance to make sure that you yourself are reflecting how they want you to be. Would you disappoint them in doing an action? Would they be encouraging you to do more of something? And remember that you're just carrying them isn't enough, right? You need to remember words that they said, things that they cooked, ways that they stirred the special sauce. Special little moments in time will bring that connection back to you, right? Keeping something alive, right? My connection to my grandfather is going to always be, as I refer to it, the St. Louis Cardinals, because that is the animal, the bird, the mascot for the St. Louis Cardinals. I grew up in the area, so yeah, I got a lot of gimme room because I like, a lot of Missouri animals and a lot of Illinois animals. But with that being said, what I'm going to tell you is that feathers, right? Overall, anywhere my grandfather and I would go before he passed, feathers, 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 feathers. we always found the feathers. I have never found a cardinal feather, by the way. I just want you guys to know that. I've been collecting feathers for now 47 of my 49 years, and I can tell you I've never found a cardinal feather. So yeah, there's that. I need to speak it into existence, don't I? Maybe future me has one. Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. Anyway, all I know is that there is a reflection that you need to maybe make a little more um, clear, because they paired the reflection with keeping something going, right? There is something where us old heads, if we don't teach those younger ones and those newer ones, it will die off with us, right? If it's not paid forward or passed on. So it could literally just be that simple, or it could just be that you are making a stronger connection with one ancestor at a time by calling in the energy of them in that place and time. The other thing they want you to know is that everything, no matter what, whether your ancestor connection gets stronger or not, in this walk, everything is exactly happening exactly how it is supposed to. Dragonfly, my thyroid is acting up. Dragonfly shows up for you, telling me that everything is going to be fine in its own time. The world is just, life is just, and no matter what, even if we don't want it to happen, what's meant to happen is going to happen. So remember that. Remember to fall down. Remember to stand back up. Remember to make yourself vulnerable. Do not rise above people because you're better than them. Rise for people. Help them stand with you. When you can't stand for yourself, you will find that a whole lot more people will want to stand for you. So just remember that your ancestors, they're always with you. You just need to make sure that every part of you is reflecting and keeping something that isn't known now back alive, and bring it back. It needs to be brought back into the family. And that's what I've got for you. All right, let me switch list here, guys. Hello, everyone coming in. I appreciate you guys, and you guys already know, sitting here with me, that gives me a chance to get to know you guys, and you guys get to know me a little bit more. And I really, really appreciate that, guys. It means the world to me. If you made a donation or you went on my wish list and bought something for the channel for me to do an unboxing or a walkthrough or whatever, I thank you now, and I will thank you again when I get it. All right. Jonathan. Oh, that's a good word. Is that in here, though? Let me see. I don't see that word. Estrochair. What could see, this is where I'd be like, Marina, what is that word? What's that word, Jonathan? Okay, can I have a words for dummies, please? What's the word? Perfect. It means perfect? No. Hi, Julie. Do I channel? Yeah. Yeah, I'm a trance channeler. I energy bend with ghost. I talk to the dead. I don't channel deities. I channel the dead. I am a vessel for them. I energy bend with them. Some of them have unfinished business, or they want to get a loved one a message, or maybe they're lost, or maybe they died tragically or horribly, and maybe they don't know it. Maybe they're stuck on a loop. I don't know. There's a lot of things on the other side that are not how we quite possibly understand them, right? I've been over there a lot of times, and I can tell you it's different almost every time I go over there. Um, but yes, I do channel, but I channel the dead. And I can usually verify every single one that I've channeled by finding their obituary or um, something about them in their life. It's not always the easiest, the kindest, or the gentlest. Sometimes I've literally had scars on my body um, after the energy bending. Being a trance medium is not an easy job, but I was built for it. My whole birth chart was built for exactly what I do, and I will never ever regret anyone I've ever helped. And I hope as long as I'm on this borrowed time, I can continue to help as many as I can. Reading tarot. Okay, so thank you for that, Jonathan, because I'm over here going, this is not, I'm not, I still don't understand. I still don't understand. uh, so I don't know if I'm going to find that in here or not. And that's okay. That's okay. So let me see. Let me see what's going on here. Hmm. Let me look. Let me look here. Let me look. Rossi has put in last call, you guys. Last call. 60 seconds. Otherwise, it's a wrap. Over here on the side. Oh, okay. 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 So, I think I kind of understand what's going on here, right? So, not all of us read by the basis, right? Some of us read by intuition, right? Some of us just see the picture and go off the picture. Some of us go strictly off keywords. Some of us dive in and we read the guidebook cover to cover. There's a lot of different ways, right? But there is something about you when you are in the metaphysical zone itself, right? Something about you specifically when you are in the zone. There is something about you that is intergalactic, right? Do you see that word right there? So when you think about that, right, it is not you reaching for the nebula, right? You are showing your gratitude at levels of great height, right? I know. Okay, so hey, walk with me here, right? As you are building and showing to the person, the client, the querent, whoever it is that you are reading for, the hubby, the best friend, the brother, the sister, one of us on YouTube, whoever, right? Whoever you are moved or told to read for, you show gratitude in your read, right? To make them see energy is not dominant nor suppressed, right? So the queen fell with both of these, right? So the Morgan itself is saying that when you're getting in that zone, you are representing and understanding the tribe within you, which is the male, the female, and the child, right? No, we're not talking about the trilogy and all of that here. We're talking about the actual you when you are channeling those cards, when you are working with your team and you are into those crystals, whatever it may be, right? When you're wondering what it is that you're gaining rooted knowledge, right? The actual existence of stability. Every time you pull out a tarot deck or you pull out a tool, a crystal, or you pull out something that is helping someone else find a way to get closure and or healing of some kind, whether it's a physical healing or a mental healing, emotional, maybe even an abusive healing. Some of us have to have different ways to visually see it, whether we're visually seeing it, whether we're touching it, because some people need to physically hold something, or some of us just need to close our eyes because our imagination can picture all of it. We don't need pictures. We don't need to touch anything, right? We allow that information to get into our mind and then soak down into our root system. Like when we take in water, right? We're allowing it to come in through all of our pores and everything. But ultimately, we want it to get as far down into the roots as possible. And if you're filling it up with weeds, you can't very well nourish what needs to happen, right? So make sure that you constantly are keeping all of that together. You thrive with gifting, right? Being a gifter means that, and this isn't like always a physical gift, right? Being able to do acts of kindness is a sign of gratitude as well. When you are gifting and giving, you are showing your gratitude for not just yourself and your team and your higher power and your family and your beautiful home. You're also showing gratitude to Source, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. You are giving them their grace as well, because grace, again, isn't something that you can buy. It is something that you find within yourself. You earn grace, it can't be given to you. So continue to always be the gifter that you are, because there is so much more of you that is going to be growing in the future. So the Morgan wants you to know, continue staying with your triple energy, the female, the feminine, the male, and the child energy, and continue letting your artistic self out and keep growing in them tools, because you're going to find something down the road that is just yours and no one else's. And that's what I've got for you. Hypnicity. Abundance. I don't think abundance is going to be over here. That's okay. Hmm. Hmm. So there is joy over here, right? Your word is abundance, and the closest thing that I can get to that in my little handy dandy little book right now is joy. Those stones are kunzite, sunstone, and goldstone. So them three together, if you have them, pair them together, put them with you together on your day, through your body, throughout the weekend if you can, and just joy what they bring. Let them bring joy and abundance of joy to you. I'm sure there are other stones that work, but these are my three for you for an abundance of hopefully joy. Abundance. Let's see. Hmm. Okay. So you paired them differently, but I mean, okay, I see it. Hmm. Okay. So 1967, right? That's like very specific, right? But this is something that I want you to know. When 1967 shows up, it's about breaking a routine, breaking karma. And I'm sorry, but karma goes both directions, and we need that bitch in our lives. I know. Destiny and fate, they're hardwired, right? But life and karma, they go both ways. They go good and bad, and we need both of them in our lives. It's my opinion, and I will always stick to it. But what I can tell you is that 1967 tells me that you need to break a pattern, a routine. Something is not serving you, okay? Something that you just do literally because it's routine, because it is programmed, forced thoughts, someone else's, it's not yours. If you're old enough for it to be 1967 in your life, maybe it's a specific meaning for you. Maybe that was when you started doing a habit that you're still possibly doing right now, because we have it paired with turbulence, right? So even if we look at it as a this or that situation, or in these cards, right? Like, so this would be this, right? So we have turbulence in 1967. 1967 is about breaking foundational patterns. They're not serving you. Cut them off. In my donkey voice from Shrek, that's unwanted physical contact. We don't want that. We can't have that. We can't have a solid foundation in a year of a nine if we are still allowing patterns from 1967 to run our choices, right? They're still causing turbulence. When a plane is going through turbulence, everybody is nervous. It's not comfortable. It's not fun. I've never been through it, but I hear it is not a good thing. So, what I will tell you is that whatever it is, that weird pattern, no matter how much you love it, it's time for it to be retired. Sorry, but you can retire it. However, there is another side of this, and this other side says that someone needs to step in, right? So maybe, and I am no doctor, I am not a psychologist, I'm not even a licensed counselor, I don't have my bachelor's degree yet, right? So what I can tell you is that if someone, a great diviner, comes in, something needs to happen organically and ornately, right? It needs to be natural. It needs to be something that replaces this. I gotta have it. You gotta need this design to be craved. You're going to want to crave it, right? So I need you to get out there in that world, and I need you to forage and find some shit that makes you curious, right? So what I can say is that when you're automatic writing, ask them. Ask them. Don't tell me. You got it? You automatic write. So you're talking to forces on limbo yards, other realms, other places, other spaces, other parallels, right? You are seeking knowledge, right? Whether they're teaching you, whether they're coming in as a lesson, a blessing, a teacher. You are automatic writing. You are making a connection to something that is not consciously having you write. Subconsciously, you are connected to something, right? Do you always know what it is? No, not usually. When you realize what it is, you break the connection, right? That's the kind of foraging you need to do, right? If you want to use your own gifts, even better, because it helps you hone in your own skills. It helps you get better. We can practice on ourselves better than we can anybody else, unless we're lucky enough to have someone in our life that will allow us to let us practice with them or on them, right? As a person that was going through cosmetology school, the best part of it was when I got to level 3 and I got to have all of my peoples come in and be clients. My books was packed. I never had a day to myself. I barely got a lunch on some of them days. Every time I turned around, Hershey, your next appointment's here. Hershey, your next appointment's here. Hershey. Ugh. I was never so grateful to get sick. I'm not kidding you. I was grateful to get sick. Am I a licensed cosmetologist? No. Did I have an apprentice license? Yeah, for 7 years. Mm-hmm. But I was too sick to even go back. I never got to finish it. Would I ever think about it? Hell no. Do you know how much hand control that takes? My hands shake way too much. I couldn't roll a perm now if I had to. I'm barely keeping up with my own hair, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is that foraging is going to help you find exactly what it is that needs to be redesigned, right? So this is something that you do use your own gifts, get very curious about it, find out what part of you needs to be divinely redesigned or don't. It's totally up to you. So this is turbulence. It's not serving. But if you figure it out and you forage through your own gifts, you just may find exactly what needs to be tweaked just a little bit, and you can serve it to not just yourself, but everybody else around you. And that's what I've got for you. Play, love, remember. Is this ancestors again? Okay. And then Janet Lee and Tina and Rusty. Yo, what up, Gen X? I keep shuffling these around in different ways. Okay, all right. And I already looked for abundant ancestors, but what was that connection one again? Didn't I find like a connection one or something? I didn't remember. I've already forgotten. Oh no, I don't remember. Improve focus. Was that it? I can't remember. I don't remember. Okay. I don't remember. If anybody remembers, please put those stones back in. If anybody remembers what they were for ancestors, I thought I read one of these, but apparently they are distracting me and they're wanting me to push. So I am going to just jump into this. Okay. So when it comes to our ancestors, right, we have to wander around. We have to get lost. We have to walk a mile in their shoes, so to speak, right? You have to remember why you want the connection to begin with. Even when we didn't have the best relationship in the present and now they're on the other side and that human earthly connection isn't there anymore, we tend to find out that we are fussing and holding on to things that are not going on the other side with us, right? Not only are they not going to the other side with us, once we get on the other side, they're all of a sudden gone. 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 Gone, gone, gone. Gone are the days when you remember all of the human, because you are no longer, right? This meat suit is done serving its purpose, and now you are back to a form where there's no meat suit involved, right? So you are in a place where there's no mouth, there's no ears, there's no eyes, there's no nose, there's no hands, arms, knees, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Nope, ain't got none of that, right? So what you do is you elevate, right? So what I can tell you is that for Elevate to show up for you right now, it's about wandering and elevating into your meditations and your subconscious conversations with them, right? What do I mean by that? It's all fun and dandy, and I love to sit around and socialize on meditations. But what happens when I start wanting to meditate? I end up in first person in my head, and whoever's guiding it, I have left them long behind, and I end up in bumfucked Egypt. Uh, I've ended up in BFE more times than I want to shake a stick at. And y'all know you can shake a stick at a lot of shit, right? But what I can tell you is that I enjoy being in a place of calm, right? Calm conversation, laughter, normal, everyday, just, hey, how you doing? Hey, girl, hey, what's up? Boy, bye. all of that, right? That interaction, craving as the human that I still am, I'm enjoying, right? Because when I meditate, my imagination is going to soar. I am not bragging. I am being honest. I'm not scared to use my imagination. And I strongly encourage everyone to do it. But I absolutely want to encourage it in your read because elevate and wander are showing up. Elevating is about peeling off the outside look and going within to find your true north and then reach for it in that order, right? Ripping off everything, find your true north, and then reach for it. You ain't gonna ever be able to grab it. Not supposed to. You're always supposed to want to elevate to get to you finally get to your highest self, your doppelganger, that version of you that is waiting for you, right? You have to move. You have to wander about. You have to drift. You have to get out there and live a little. You have to get lost just to find yourself, right? So, in order for you to elevate, you are literally going to have to go into first person meditation and don't let no one, no shape, no form, or no how distract you from reaching the level that you need so that you can literally burst out of you, right? Learning to trust yourself will help you let go of things that are weighing you down. Your hot air balloon right now is kind of staying in one little 10,000 square feet area, right? You're too scared to go higher because you're too scared to throw out your sandbags. Are you scared you're not going to know where you land at? That's all part of the adventure. And get the hell out there and go. Learning to let go of something that isn't serving you is a huge trust factor for you, right? You cannot trust something when you can't see it, right? I trust you as far as I can throw you. Throw that right on out the window. Realize how much trust you actually have in your life. Become the person that says, oh, well, shit, I've been giving out A's my whole life. And that's what we do. Once we heal, we give everybody an A. It's up to them to keep it. Oh, or in my world, give everybody a rope. I don't know. We can play double dutch or you can hang yourself. It's your choice. But I'm trusting you. You're going to sink you, but you're never going to drown me because I'm not going to let you get that much off around me. I'm an adult now. I've been through life. Life threw me through so many cannons. I found strength that, well, let's just say I am well prepared. So bring it. That's all I can tell you. But you have to learn to let go and you have to trust that once you let it go, it's done. It's over with. If you pick it back up, you are looking up and saying, I don't really trust you. So therefore, your faith, rocky. Your growth, not going to be easy. It's not going to be a smooth flow with your rhythm, right? It's going to be, I don't even know where the next level is because I can't see that high because you're putting expectations before actual needs. So, first, remove the expectations, realize how much you're actually giving trust out, and then let trust go. Trust that people are not going to want to disrespect themselves, so therefore they're not going to disrespect you. Start living and being in a mindful world and a place that is serving you and not them. In the mind and the eyes of everyone that we love, here's what I can say: disappoint them. Don't disappoint yourself. Let them down. Don't let yourself down. Your ancestors want you to connect, but you have to get out there on trust, and you're just going to have to stay. You're not going to drown, I promise. They're not going to let you. That's what I've got for you. Whew. Janet. Surrender. Okay, let me see. That's a new one. Let me see if it's in here, guys. Hold on. Surrender. Ooh, that would probably be psychological. Surrendering. Surrendering and self-esteem. Look at that. To improve, right? Your stones. I freaking love this. Citrine, amber, and ruby. Ooh. Ooh, I love that for you, Janet. Do you have them? Do you have them? I hope you have them. I hope you have them. All right, those are your 3 stones. They gonna be your new BFFs for the week. Hang on to them tightly if you have them, because they're gonna get you through some shit that you don't even know about yet. I know that shit's right. Heaven and hell is a place on earth. People just don't realize it yet. Well, it's also a place in your head too. But the faster they realize that, the happier they tend to get. Whew. Y'all, okay, I'm sorry. I know Miss Tarot D left a while ago, and I've just been over here dying. But I got to turn my fan back down, guys. It's hot. Whew, it's hot. All right, I need more air. More air. Okay, we got more air. More air. All right, Janet Lee, surrender. And your stones are citrine, amber, and ruby. I have citrine pendant, amber, palm, palm, and my mom was a ruby. Little sis has the ruby. Okay, well, ruby fuchsia, any kind of ruby. Any kind of ruby. But just hold it in that. Picture it there. Picture it there. I'm telling you. Picture it there. All right, so when you think about surrendering, right, there is a secret that you have to learn, and that is power, right? Understanding how to protect your power is how you learn to surrender. I'm not kidding you. Putting yourself out there and making yourself be a fool every single day. I didn't say a damn fool. A fool. Knowing that you're willing to surrender to life, knowing that you're willing to surrender to things to help someone, not to belittle yourself, not to put yourself on a lower level, not to do anything, but maybe just share the same horizon line, because maybe you're really, 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 really tall. And maybe they're really, 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 really not so tall. And y'all ain't sharing the same horizon line. Are they ever going to be able to get to your level? Not when they 3'2" and you over here 5'9". All right. You have to learn to get real comfortable with being natural, right? Being natural in itself knows when to soften, right? That is a word that I want you to say instead of surrender, right? Soften. Surrender only to yourself. No one else. No one else deserves you if they're not willing to work for you, right? Not physically work for you. Work for your time, your affection, your emotion, your phone call, right? If they want to be in your life, they're actively going to do these things. They're going to attentively be there because they want you to attentively be in their life, right? And that's what being a dutiful person is, right? So learning to be softer is going to be the word that I am going to help you to understand. It's not surrendering, because we're only going to surrender to ourselves, right? But you can get softer to everything in life. And I do mean everything, right? You don't have to be judgmental about it. Just be softer. I have a very hard exterior. Life made me be that way. I have a resting bitch face that most people think is always for the wrong reasons, but it's absolutely not. It's just my face. Doesn't mean I'm not approachable. It may look like I'm not approachable. I don't have a lot of emotion because that part of the brain is gone due to aneurysms rupturing, go boom. And that metal that's up there, it don't have feeling. Softer. Softer is the word. Freeing yourself would have been so much better if naturalist would have been paired with flight in the upright. But because it's in the challenge position, this tells me that you may run from yourself. We avoid and run from a lot of things that serve us because we don't want to carry the load. Little do we know we've been carrying the load the whole time. We've just been carrying it along with everyone else's. But once we learn to get rid of everyone else's and we don't surrender to them, we find that we can carry that big load that we have of life so much easier. We don't look like we're struggling. We don't look like we're drowning. We don't look like we're barely keeping our head above water because we don't care about someone else that didn't help us get there, right? We're no longer worrying about being a people pleaser. Big, huge people pleaser over here. Big, huge emotional trauma, body and mind over here, right? Carried it all. 1,000 shows up. This is about understanding that you need a deeper understanding of something within yourself, right? Knowing this, and it's paired literally with hangman energy, this is intuition at its finest, right? This is not a tarot deck, but if this was a tarot deck, this would have to be the hangman, right? This would have to be about learning that your intuition tells you to wait. Something else, bigger, better, stronger is just on the horizon. But without that deeper knowing of something within yourself, you're not going to understand that you can only surrender to yourself without giving yourself away, right? So soften would be a way that will help you find a way to understand someone else's point, but it's no longer affecting your principle. You're standing on your principle. You're saluting and giving yourself first. You're only submitting to yourself. You're caving only to you and your highest needs. And you're softening your judgment of other people will help you find a common ground between people. Even when you're in a good place, common ground is a wonderful thing to have between people that want to be in your life. And that's what I've got for you. Tina, judgment. Ooh, is judgment over here? Ooh, jealousy is, though, but not judgment. Ooh, what about greed? No, obsession. Obsession. No obsession. Okay. But addictive behavior. Ooh. Addictive behavior. Judgment. Obsession. It's kind of an addictive behavior, maybe, in a way. Okay. So I'm going to tell you that your 3 stones are going to be malachite, peridot, and smoky quartz. Those are going to be your best friends. Thank you guys for doing all the YouTube things. I love y'all. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. Judgment. Ooh, I love this. I really love this. This is very, very intimate, right? So, judgment, right? Sometimes when we grow up in an environment or a home life where there's a lot of opinions and opinionated people, we don't see it as judgment until people start really like pointing fingers, right? And then as you grow up, you found that you were probably pointing fingers along the way, right? And then life itself said, every time you point your finger, you got 3 pointing right back at you, right? So That's the point where we're going to be at right here, right? Judgment, when we're thinking about ourself, we need to stop, right? We can't put expectation and judgment on ourselves. It's literally like pointing three fingers back when we're trying to get the attention of something else, or we're trying to illuminate or get someone to look at something. When you're pointing back at yourself, that's why they're looking at you still, right? So, understanding that there is a lot of ugly all the time helps you see the beautiful, right? Introspection, when I was healing myself, and this didn't happen overnight, guys, but it did happen in different levels and different layers and different places and different ways in my life, right? Like, childhood happened in my late teenage years, and then somewhere in my late 20s, early 30s, something else tragically happened in my life, and another huge milestone was made and achieved, and then one thing just kept proving that every time I was put in them flag warning situations, what I did is I didn't choose myself. I chose the red flag, right? I chose the judgment. I chose to be opinionated about something, right? I chose to be judged. Nothing worse than sitting in a courtroom for something you didn't do. I've been on both sides of that. I've been in the courtroom for very much being guilty of everything I was being charged with, and then I've been in that courtroom and found guilty, and I didn't have a damn thing to do with it. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even in the state when it happened. I was living in Florida. And I was a teenager when it happened. But because my background was the criminal kind, they literally drove all the way down for little old me. And because of my background, I was found guilty. I was judged, and I had literally nothing to do with it. They didn't care. I didn't make them no never mind. So when we grow up, we don't see judgment until people start saying, well, you're pointing fingers back at yourself. So this is that moment where today we realized we're going to cherish, right? We're no longer going to point fingers, because we're not going to point fingers walking around going over here, over here, over here, over here. Can't really point fingers when when you're too worried about somebody having an opinion. Mental is something that is so easy to overcome when we literally choose to not be opinionated. Not saying you don't have an opinion. You're just choosing when to fight, choosing when to walk away, you're choosing when to say something. You're being the adult in the situation, and you're choosing how to have it in your life, right? So, learning to cherish you, and knowing your sexuality and your intimate levels, right? Passion falls in a place that is controlled by hormones. It is fiery, and it's got a lot to say, right? And it is driven by sexuality and also intimacy. I know that's a stretch, but when we love ourselves more, we're not going to disrespect ourselves, right? So therefore, we're not going to get out there and disrespect anyone else or be judgmental for someone else, because we don't want us to be judgmental to ourselves. We are not going to let that happen to us. So therefore, we're not going to do it to other people. So just growing up, having that introspection and realizing that you are not the beast that was living in your head. You have removed that beast. That beast is no longer allowed to live in there, because the introspection that you gave yourself, you decided to replace it with passion, intimacy, and sexuality for yourself. Being able to know that you are giving you all of you every time you go somewhere, is your strongest advocate for knowing that you will not be being judgmental to someone else because you're too busy being passionate about you, right? So find a way to help someone be passionate in their life. Find a way to let them get comfortable with their own intimacy will also help them and you to learn to control judgmental thoughts when we are learning how to be softer and more intimate with ourselves. And that's what I've got for you. Tina, judgment. No. Nope, just did that one. Sorry. Rossi. Exactly. I'd be the same way. I am not no judge or no jury, and I am damn sure not no executioner. So, Rossi. And then I'll have to see if there's an updated list, guys. I don't know, but I am grateful that you guys are here with me. Thank you. Let's see if there's any donations. Yes, donation. Thank you. I love you. Thank you so much for the donation. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. One more on list. Okay, so it's you, and then there's one more. Okay, all right. Well, let me see. Your word was joy. Okay, and that actually was here. So, and it is to increase, right? To make grande. So that would be kunzite, sunstone, and goldstone. And of course, I don't have any of them right here handy, but you know me, I have kunzite, I have blue kunzite, pink kunzite, black kunzite, I have lots of kunzite. I have lots of goldstone. I freaking love goldstone, blue goldstone. There's even like a purple goldstone. Oh, it's freaking amazing. And then sunstone. I don't know if I actually have any sunstone. Oh, wait. That point. Chloe, are you still here? That's a No, I don't think that. Is that a sunstone? I don't know. Okay. Ooh, Jonathan, you're going to fall in love with some of her goodies. Did you see the citrine? Did you see this? Look at this. I know you saw it. I know you saw it. Look at. That is like, yo. It's just down there perfect. Oh, perfect. Okay. All right. So I gave you your stones. I actually have some stone. Good. And I'm sure you have the other two too, right? Kunzite and goldstone. Oh, Grover. I love it. Okay, so as we jump into the joy manifestation vibration, which is freaking wonderful, protect it with anything and all you have. You are a gorgeous creator, and you make all these wonderful things. Hold on, sip. You make life easier for not just yourself, but for people that you genuinely care about, right? So it's a part of you. Your joy is extra protected because protection shows up right from the get-go. So you keep your joy nice and secure and nice and safe, and you do not let people play with your joy. And I don't blame you because there's a smile on my face and they didn't put it there, right? They didn't pay your bills. They didn't pay the cost. You pay the cost to be the boss, right? So you put that smile on your face. You put that smile in your eyes. You're grinning from ear to ear because of your joy, and you protect it fiercely, right? This is something that you also give out in very unexpected forms, right? So when you think about joy, it's a mate to you, right? It's like a soulmate of yours that you didn't even realize was going to be a part of your life, right? Not everybody gets to have joy in abundance enough, like, 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 like apparently you do, right? Like I have hope, right? When people be like, da, 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 and then they talk to me and they'll be like, well, damn, that bitch was so optimistic and fucking hopeful. I don't have nothing but a better way to look at it, right? Exactly. You are such a joyful, joyous person that no matter what life, Tom, Dick, Harry, the cat down the road, no matter what it is that they throw at you, it doesn't steal your joy. It's not heavy enough. It will never be heavy enough. I don't care. It can't be bought. It can't be stolen or taken from you. But what it can do is grow because you keep it so protected. Sex magic also shows up for you, and sex magic is about understanding magic, love, and then sexuality for yourself, right? I, as someone that goes both ways, I didn't realize that I wanted to do that until I just started doing it. And then I thought, well, is this a person of who I want to be? Is this somebody I'm going to be embarrassed of down the road? Or are my kids going to be ashamed of me? Well, little did I know I was going to have one that was going to be the normal boy, and the other one was going to be slightly different, right? And I do mean Christopher slightly different, right? No, I'm just talking shit. I have one that's gay, and I have one that loves making babies, right? Made 3 babies back to back, in a matter of 2 years. Made 3 babies. Math ain't mathin', right? But seduction is a part of that, right? Being able to know what you are capable of is power. And again, power, protection, it all comes together. These 3 stones, kunzite. Kunzite is so freaking powerful. Like, let me show you. Let me show you how small. Let me grab it. Hold on 1 second. Oh, excuse me. Let me show you. This little thing is mighty. Ow, 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 ow. Ooh. So it's pink kunzite, right? And it is a bit expensive. It's quite expensive. But anyway, regardless of the fact, all I could afford, and literally, I mean all I could afford, was this teeny tiny little sliver right here. Do you see this little teeny tiny little sliver? It literally looks like my fingernail. You guys see that pretty little thing? And it's very pink, believe it or not, even though it doesn't show it. But anyway, that gorgeous little thing is powerful. So whether you have pink kunzite, blue kunzite, I don't have any blue right now where I can put my hands on it. But what I can tell you is that it's powerful. So grow with it and also understand it very intimately. Let them crystals become a part of you and grow joy expeditiously. It will literally start to metastasize itself, right? Rumors, bad gossip, bullshitting, birds of a feather, chirping, jerking, jocking, right? All of that grows rapidly, right? They always say, well, joy and kindness doesn't grow that quick. Well, that's because there's not enough people manifesting it. So keep doing exactly what you're doing, but always remember, yours is so strong because of you protecting your joy and not letting anyone steal it, interfere with it, intimidate it, manipulate it, or anything like that. So continue to always be you. I love you so much, and that's what I got for you. Y'all sub up to Jonathan. Y'all, I got a little secret to tell y'all. It's just not gonna be today, but I can tell you that, AKA, there's gonna be a very, very special piece. I make my last payment next month, and guys, wow! Woo! I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm not telling you guys nothing. Jonathan and I were sworn to secrecy by Miles until reveal day. It is so special, guys. I cannot wait. But guys, get on his channel. Get with Jonathan. Drop your Etsy store. He has an Etsy store, guys. This man does not play when it comes to the crystals. Even Miles is squeaky. I know. All right. Julie, multi-dimensional timelines. Well, that is wonderful. Okay, I love it. I can rock with it. All right, multi-dimensional. Personal gain. Aha. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Mr. Floyd, I can tell you, you will not be disappointed when you go on that man's Etsy shop and see those gorgeous babes. Anyway, I'm just so excited, guys. I cannot. Like, my heart gets so happy when I think about the connection that was made for this piece. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Julie. Julie. Are you still here, Julie? Yep, I see you. All right. So, interdimensional timelines. Let me just see. I'm looking. You never know, right? First, let's look at psychological. Let me see what jumps out. Communication, of course. Uh, uh, no, I didn't think I would either, but that's okay. I have other books and I can look through them because I'm very curious. Okay, so you know what, guys? I just let Miles and the team speak through me. So I really hope they resonate. If they don't, take what does, leave the rest behind. Come back, sit with it. Maybe it'll catch up with you, right? So when you think about these multi-dimensional kind of parallels that are going on, right? They are literally like, okay, who's seen 13 Ghosts? Everybody. Well, not everybody, but if you've seen 13 Ghosts, you know that thing that's counting at the end and they have to figure out how to get inside of it to save the family? And he realized who the 13th ghost is. Okay, without going to the tragic end of that loop thing, that beltway system, right? That's what I want you to picture, right? As scary as that is, that's what those freeways look like when you start thinking about what's going on between ley lines, dragon lines, vessel lines, healing lines, earth lines, multidimensional lines, right? So without going into an area where my team's going personal gain, blah, 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 what I can tell you is that what you are actually striving for is already within you personally, right? I don't know what it is that there is something that is screaming to you, right? It's like, hear me, right? Like the gravel keeps dropping, but you're not quite understanding that it needs to be combined with something, right? There is a part of you inside that is created by something multi-dimensional, not earthbound, right? But the earthbound part of you, that combination, you see how he's over here looking like Cousin It, but his hands are up here. How many times you ever seen Cousin It's hands going, hey, see me, see me? Never, right? Because he's combined. Cousin It is always together. His hands are done. His hair is brushed. And he ain't got much to say, but he's together, right? His multidimensional self and his human self have become one. So something within you does need to be combined with something very earthbound, right? This earthbound energy that you need to connect with is going to help the progression progress, right? Not the movement, not your everyday function, not your current or your present situation, but your actual existence. The progression of your existence is going to progress even more rapidly. Now, what is that earthbound element? Could it be a crystal? Absolutely. Could it be dirt itself? More than likely. Could it be something that could be captured in the air? Could it be physion energy? I don't know. But you know, if you don't know now, you will find out very soon because it's part of you, right? So when you see this card show up, do you see him on that chariot? Do you see them bowing before him? It's because he is more than just a man, right? Multi-dimensional levels to this gorgeous chariot has brought him to see his subject, right? So once you recognize what this subject is, it is going to bring a connection that is screaming to get out, but it's inside of you. You're the only one that can create the combination. You're going to have to get your hands dirty. You're going to have to play with dirt, whether it's muddy, whether it's dry mud, whether it's sticky mud, whether it's, I don't know. It may not be mud. It may be sticks. It may be gravel. It may be actual physical gravel rocks, not crystals and stones, actual rocks. It may be something that you can't even begin to understand. It may be a puna stone. It may be magma. It may be something that can be bottled up and sold. Who knows? But it's definitely going to come from the earth, and it is going to help you find your connection to that you need. You yourself are going to create a fly trap kind of situation. When you figure out what this is, you and this object, this earthbound object, are going to become literally a fly trap, and everything that is meant to be stuck to you is never going to be able to leave you because it's going to be connected through earth. So you're going to be bringing whatever is inside of you to life by combining it with the element of earth, and then you yourself become one with this item, and you are going to be able to not chase, attract that is meant for you and you alone. And that's what I've got for you, honey. Ha! It's Friday! It's Friday, y'all. Thank you guys so very much for those that did make... Oh, let's see. One last time. Let me see. I think I cleared everything out. Cleared everything out. Yes. All right. Again, thank you so much for the donation. You know who you are. I love you so much. I appreciate you. I cannot wait to see you guys on Monday. I wasn't sure what I was going to do this weekend. I will not be doing a Saturday special this weekend. I'm sorry, guys. But Mosaic and I've got a special few weeks in July coming up, and we just need to do some prepping and some housework and chores and all that crazy shit and unfun shit, right? So in order for the fun to go forth, we must absolutely do some of the if you don't take care of home won't take care of you kind of things. I love you guys. Thank you for bringing your shenanigans, your energy, your busyness. For those that got to play Whack-A-Troll, whack them trolls. I love you. Keep coming back. It really does work if you work it, even though it is not conventional. Nothing conventional over here. Bye, guys. I will see you guys on Monday.